Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Dom Lovely, your source for all celebrity entertainment news from my point of view. Well, you guys, Wendy is out and she will officially be replaced by Sherri Shepherd. But let's take a look back at some of her top 10 shadiest moments when Wendy was not so nice to her guests and had to get some of them all the way together. We all remember OMAROSA's appearance on the Wendy Williams Show back in the day. You guys, it was hilarious. OMAROSA and Wendy Williams went back and forth. OMAROSA asked Wendy regarding her appearance if she had a nose job and suggested she shouldn't wear wigs. During the heated exchange, Wendy Williams called OMAROSA a typical angry black woman and advised her that cosmetic injections could fix her wrinkles. So we know OMAROSA was on the Wendy Williams Show promoting a book, but things went very bad. There were jabs, things got ugly, and they actually had to hold the camera because OMAROSA yanked her book out of Wendy Williams' hand. By the end of that segment, Wendy Williams had to remind OMAROSA that while you were on The Apprentice, now you are on my show, which caused the crowd to erupt in applause for Wendy Williams. In 2018, Roseanne Barr appeared on the Wendy Williams Show to discuss the revival of her sitcom Roseanne, and she was very surprised when Wendy mentioned her ex-husband Tom Arnold, which was hired by The Hollywood Reporter to review the reboot. So while Wendy was talking about Roseanne Barr and her husband, Barr said to Wendy, "I don't like talking about husbands. Right, Wendy? Wink, wink." Roseanne was referring to reports that Wendy's husband at the time, Kevin Hunter, was unfaithful on her and had had a child out of wedlock. The audience gasped and did not know what to think of it all. Wendy, who insists all is fine at home, replied, "I don't mind talking about husbands. He's absolutely fabulous." So, in this instance, Wendy, your guest Roseanne Barr, was a bit offended and she threw a little bit of shade. 50 Cent. This feud has been notorious and seemingly started when 50 Cent's uncle called Wendy Williams' studio to report that he had not been doing things for the family. 50 came out and said that that was a lie and that he had recently bought a home for his grandmother. Additionally, Wendy had a lot to say about 50 Cent's relationship with his son. This did not rub 50 in the right way at all. After that, 50 Cent put out a ton of memes of Wendy Williams in her bikini. He also did not allow her to come inside of his party at a nightclub. He compared her to an animal and outright disrespected and degraded Wendy Williams because of their feud. Since then, Wendy has publicly apologized to 50 Cent and everything seems to be fine on the horizon. Jocelyn Hernandez. In 2021, Jocelyn appeared on a virtual episode of the Wendy Williams Show. Well, Jocelyn was very upset and felt that Wendy was not giving her her flowers and did not celebrate the fact that she had the #1 show. Wendy had to remind her that you actually have the #1 show on Zeus. Jocelyn was very offended and did not feel validated by the talk show host. Wendy wanted to move on with the segment and asked Jocelyn to show her her shoes for shoe cam. And Jocelyn did not want to do that. She wanted to keep going around and around. And finally, Wendy Williams took a couple of flowers off of her table and threw it at Jocelyn and reminded Jocelyn, while you think you may have the #1 show, I actually have the #1 talk show and you can be #2. Dionne Warwick. In 2020, Wendy Williams made some comments regarding some tweets that Dionne had posted, and she also talked about a 2002 marijuana charge. Well, Miss Warwick did not like that at all. Wendy went on to say, well, you remember a few years ago, Dion was stopped at the Miami airport and TSA found 11 pre-rolled joints. Wendy went on to talk about Dion's bad habits in terms of drinking and the marijuana use, as well as her tweeting. Dion had a couple things to say herself. She said, a friend alerted me that Wendy Williams was spending a lot of not so nice time speaking on me. I tuned into her show to catch the last few minutes of her speaking about my past. My hope is that my name will refrain from being spoken or thought of by her in any conversation. I don't believe one has to be mean to get noticed. Additionally, Dionne Warwick tweeted, there's an old saying, you can catch more flies with honey than with vinegar. And that was a read. In 2014, Wendy Williams mentioned Evelyn Lozado in one of her segments. She talked about Evelyn having a brand new baby, and she referred to that baby as a cash register. Wendy Williams said, I want to congratulate Evelyn Lozado. Evelyn gave birth to a cash register, a baby boy, with her fiance, Carl Crawford. Carl Crawford at the time was engaged to Evelyn and at that time played pro baseball. And by the way, Evelyn, she said, very smart to name the boy Carl Lee Crawford, just to make the old cash register over here feel well. Evelyn responded to Wendy Williams regarding some jabs that she took at Wendy's husband. She said, maybe your man can come to that store and buy another 4 pairs of shoes for that woman like he did at my Miami store. The shade of it all. However, in 2021, these two settled their beef and Wendy Williams apologized for the disparaging comments she made about Evelyn's son. Method Man. This beef has been going on for years and actually started back in the day when Wendy Williams was in radio. Wendy made it public that Method Man's wife had cancer. So for a very long time, Method Man has not seen it for Wendy Williams at all. In recent years, Wendy Williams came out and said that she had a one-night stand with Method and even gave him a bath. Method Man's wife had a lot to say about that and told Wendy to keep her name out of her mouth. Now, as it relates to 50 Cent, he was all too happy to hear this news and took to social media to say some very disparaging things about Wendy Williams and her affair with Method Man. In 2013, Wendy brought up the fact that Janet Hubert, who has been long estranged from everyone on the show of The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air at that point, was a no-show for their most recent reunion back in 2011. Wendy went on to talk about Janet's role on the show and how she is not present or available, not included in recent reunions. Well, Mrs. Hubert did not like what Wendy had to say, and so she penned an open letter to the Queen of Daytime Talk. Janet says, Dear Wendy, recently you found the need to put an end to the mystery surrounding my departure from a show that I did so damn long ago that I don't even remember why I departed. She went on to say, you have a lot of self-hatred. You want to be Oprah so bad that you would kill for it. Sister, you will never be Oprah. Oprah has uplifted her audience throughout the years. She also went on to address Wendy's comments regarding Viola Davis's natural hair and says, yes, Wendy, natural hair does belong on the red carpet, whether you like it or not. Till this day, these ladies have not made up. In 2021, Tabitha Brown made an announcement about her family in a YouTube video. Tabitha says, when my husband went on this journey, he really felt like he could make a difference. And I know that he has in our community. He has done his part, but I also know it's time for him to dream again. Tabitha was speaking about her husband's dream to do something else outside of law enforcement. Well, on the Wendy Williams Show, she had a less positive take on the situation. Wendy says, "Yeah, I was married to one of those. I make the money," and so on and so forth. "Go live your dreams. Open a business. Go, go, go." See how that turned out. I predict that marriage is going to be on real rocky ground in a moment. Tabitha did the most classiest read in history to the daytime talk diva. She said to Wendy that she knows what true love is, and she prays that one day Wendy finally finds it. Rounding out our list is number 10, Miss Lanithia Leaks. This friendship has always had its ups and downs, but it all started when Wendy Williams befriended the Real Housewife of Atlanta star. However, there were certain things that kept slipping out of their conversations. There were several of the housewives that warned Nene that Wendy was not her friend. In March of 2020, there were several text messages that leaked. Wendy Williams revealed certain things on her on-air show. She gave no context to the text, but just said that the OG of the ATL was leaving the reality series. Nene did not take well to that. Nene went on to say, "Me and Wendy and Marlo went out today. We shopped and had lunch, honey." She also said, "We were able to move past it pretty quickly and that their friendship at the time was not affected." As the months went on, Nene says that she does not know if Wendy is a real friend or not, because real friends do not leak private conversations. Real friends do not befriend people that I do not like, i.e. Kenya Moore. So Nene Leakes has not been seen with Wendy Williams for quite some time. Wendy did make some comments on her show that she loves Nene and respects Nene, but that she has a show to do. So, Nene says she does not hold any grudges in her life, but wants Wendy to know to keep her name out of her mouth. You guys, Wendy has given us so many memorable moments over the years. Her shade, the way she does her interviews, who could forget Shoe Cam? Who could forget Hot Topics? She will forever be the queen of daytime. Yes, she has had some moments in her career that have not been that stellar, but we appreciate all her shady moments and her getting the girls together. Drop down in the comments to let me know what you think. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, click that notification bell, and we will chat again soon. Bye!